Hey, what's up, everybody? I know it's been a long time, a few weeks since we've been before you guys. Deavin and Tiffany here. The Rosses. Hey, today we gonna be transparent today. We got takes or we mess up. Hey, we gonna just keep going. We letting our hair down on this. So,
baby, you got hair.
I'm bald because it's going great. So we just wait. I'm even set the timer on this. So we just gonna be with you guys for maybe 5 minutes. We're gonna keep it short and sweet. We're gonna give you some nuggets. But no, we excited because hey, finally, we've been talking about it. The book has finally come out. Here it is, beautiful cover. Love, the second time around. Love overcomes virtually everything. And hey, make sure. The shirts too. We got the shirts. We got the shirts.
Get yours too.
All right. My boo on the shirt. All right. So we just want to 5 minutes, and we just gonna try to keep doing this routine, couple videos a week, so to just keep you guys. But definitely, if you guys know us, please like our page. If you're friends with me on Facebook, like the page, share the page. Subscribe to the page, and not only that, get the book. We want you to get the book. We want you to support us, and it's not just for us, but it's for marriages. This is for marriages, whether it's your first time, whether it's the second time, whether you're single. This is a good book. This is a good compass. If you're single, definitely this is a good book. If you're single, you plan on getting married, or you plan on remarried because of this, you went through a divorce or something like that. This is a very good book. So definitely follow our link. The book is only $12.95, so I kept it at the same price. So I was going to do it at $14, but it's $12.95. $13. This is the book. So I got a couple topics we're going to talk about that we kind of hear from different people. And wait, first of all, do you have anything to say, babe?
No, you go right ahead.
So the first thing we want to talk about is, I told a lot of people about the book, and some of the things that the feedback that we hear, and some of the things that we talk about it. And some people will say, well, this is my first time. I'm still in my first marriage, so I don't need the book because it's my first marriage. But and a couple, I listened to that, but this book is just not for people that's been divorced and got remarried. It's for people that are currently married, because when you're currently married, you still need work on your marriage. No marriage is perfect. And in the second time around, that means we had a first time around. That means we were married before and something happened in the first marriage to where covenants were broken. So obviously this can be a book, like a tool, just like your car needs a tune-up. This book is a great tune-up if this is your first time around. So it definitely talks about a lot of stuff if it's your first time around. So I just wanted to address that because, like I said, we were married once the first time also too. And we had this type of teaching and this type of understanding as a man, especially as a man, because I really speak to men in this book. This book is for men. I'm telling you. Wives, get your husband or get your fiance this book, and it's good for wives too. Second thing I wanted to talk about is some people, it's that fear. So when some people say it's love the second time around, and it's that fear sometimes, like, man, this is my first time, or I don't want my husband to, or I don't want to get a book is going to say the second time. Maybe we're going through something, and maybe he may think that he needs to be remarried. No, that's get that out of your thinking, get that out of your mind. Like I say, the second time around also too, this will fireproof your marriage. It would fireproof the passion in your marriage, the intimacy in your marriage. So we definitely talk about a lot of that stuff. And also too, I want to touch on singles, real quick. Singles, if you're looking someday to get married, whether you're divorced or you want to get remarried someday, this is a great book for that. Because here's the thing, that when we can admit, and we can admit sometimes, and I'm talking to people that's probably been remarried for this time right here. When the second time around, a lot of times when we really look back on the first time around, sometimes this is one of the biggest things in the Bible that we kind of misquote sometimes. And you know how people say, well, what God joined together, let no one separate. And I believe I got a revelation on that. And I look at it this way. When we look back on relationships that we've been in, marriages that we've been in, not just talking about us, but anybody. When we think about it, were we really hearing God the first time? Because a lot of times I talk to so many people and then they may have got remarried or divorced, and they say, you know what? I heard the signs. I clearly had wise instruction telling me I shouldn't marry this person or I shouldn't be with this person. And they continue to go on with the decision. And God is a free will God. He gives us a free will choice. But yes, God is not a covenant breaking God. He loves to honor marriage. But we want to really think about things. And that's why in the second time around, I had to be in prayer. I had to definitely root myself and ground myself in prayer because we have to, and I say that to say that way we can hear God's voice. Because say like if we have a kid, we have children. The Bible says what children would ask their father for bread and they'll give them a stone? Or what child would ask their father for a fish and he'll give them a serpent? So that shows you God wouldn't trick you. If you're getting ready to make a lifetime decision on marrying somebody, God is definitely going to let you know that, hey, because I swear by covenants and I don't break covenants, before you go into a covenant, which I want you to be in with that person for the rest of your life, I'm going to tell you that this is not a good decision or this is a good decision. So we just want to let people know that. I think that's one of the most misquoted scriptures, that what God joined together, let no one separate. So that brings us together. And we say, and then ladies too. Ladies, we say, you know what? I know this guy is not a Christian guy or he's a worldly guy. And then we shouldn't be unequally yoked. But we still go into a covenant with this person. And what happens is we say, well, I'm a Christian. I'm going to bring him to church. But I know if he get that word from pastor, well, pastor, that word going to break him free. And guess what? He going to accept Jesus and we're going to be living happily ever after. Well, that's the biggest myth because like I say, you don't want to start off a marriage or if you engage to come into covenant with somebody that you hoping that they're going to be saved or you hoping that they're going to be a pastor or sanctified one day. That you don't want to bank and roll your dice on that. So you definitely want to be in prayer. Ladies, you definitely want to be in prayer before Mr. Right comes, because like I say, the Bible says he who finds a wife. So you want to be a wife before he meets you. So that means you have to be grounded and rooted in prayer. You have to have your radar up. So when this joker come past or when this joker come around to God told him you the one or whoever he thinks you the one, that should confirm with you already. Because, like I said, when me and Tiffany met, I was grounded in prayer. I was definitely grounded in prayer. But she had to know that, okay, he's hearing from God. So you really have to know that whoever you come into covenant with, you have to know that God will speak to you concerning the decision that you're going to make. So we definitely have to be critical of that. And men also, too, we have to know that we have to be willing to say, okay, if man of God, I'm just saying, man of God, that you're serious about a relationship, you're serious about a marriage, or you don't want to just get with her because, oh, she's nice looking, she got a nice body, and I can make it work or something like that. You don't know the background. You don't know if she is already a wife, because you want to find somebody that already is a wife. I'm not saying they married already, but meaning her qualities, her attributes, her character, she should already be a wife. And so men, you need to be grounded in prayer. You need to be ready to say, if God told you no, even though she got nice looking eyes, nice looking this or that, you need to know that, Lord, if you say no, I'm willing to walk away from this because I want what's best for you. I want what you tailor made for me. So, I mean, how many minutes I got? Let me see, because I don't want to keep y'all long because it's a lot. Okay, so 8 minutes. So, you definitely want to hear the voice of God. Men and women, you definitely want to be in prayer, because like I say, what God joined together, let no one separate. So remember what God joined together. So ask ourselves this: when we come into a covenant with somebody, is God joining that together, or we joining that together? So right now, I'm gonna stop right now. But hey, get the book. It's all in this book. It's a lot of stuff in this book. There's some steamy stuff in this book too. But it's a beautiful cover. Me and my fine, beautiful, sexy wife. She on the cover too. So we encourage people to get the book. Follow us on Facebook. Like the page. And pre-order your copies. Order the copies. Like I said, it's only $13. $13 ain't no money. That's not a lot of money. So this will be a good seed to plant into your life. So definitely we want people to order the book, and we appreciate it. And God bless you. You have anything to say?
No, yeah, I just totally second and third that everything that you have said, but I just want to say I'm proud of you again for this accomplishment.
Should I kiss her on camera, y'all? All right, y'all. Yeah.
I didn't finish my
okay, I'm sorry.
You know, I'm proud of this accomplishment that he has made. So we definitely want this book to go viral. You know, a lot of people. Like you said, this is, even though it says the second time around, some people, you know, may look at this like, oh, well, I don't need that, like you said. But, you know, we want this to go viral because ultimately, you know, we give God the glory for connecting us together. Amen. You know, even though it's the second, you know, the second time around. And like what I was getting ready to say is that people may feel like, oh, when you get divorced, you know, you may not feel worthy or less than, or there may be some shame there or whatnot. But, you know, you can still be used by God. And that's ultimately what this book was written for, you know, that God could still work. You know, there's a purpose. You know, he still connects people. I mean, ultimately, God gets the glory in marriage, period. So, you know, he brings people together for a reason, for a purpose and a reason, not just to, this is not just all about just because you want somebody or want to have somebody to say, I got a husband or I got a wife or a man or whatever. You know, we want to just make sure that we're coming together for a purpose. You know, when you're seeking a mate or a husband or a wife, you know, what is your purpose really ultimately for wanting to, you know, be with that person. So this book has all of that and more in it. Also, too, what I wanted to point out, there is a journal here in the back, which is really awesome that the L.O.V.E author Deavin put together here. You know, and it's just really, if you can see that here, there's a journal. And it just asks some of those questions. It really kind of, like challenges you. And it's kind of like a compass and a roadmap. Just some things that you may have going on in your life. Just letting you really soul search yourself and to find out what love and relationship and all that really means to you. And there's a lovely another photo of us there in the back too. So, but no, we really this is really going to bless couples. Like I said,
married, single,
just relationships. Period. You know,
yeah,
because relationships are very prevalent in our time in the world right now. So, go ahead.
Okay, I didn't mean to cut her off, but I do want to say this because this is like bubbling on the inside of me. And we really, as the body of Christ, we really have to, because and this is, I was talking to somebody about this too. The church sometimes, I'm not saying the whole church, but the church in whole sometimes shun that when people get divorced and they get remarried again. And you've heard some religious folks, Christians, to say, hey, once you mess up in a divorce or you mess up in marriage, you can't preach, you can't be a leader. I do not believe that. God can use, because God did this. We didn't do it, God did it. So God can still use you when you mess up. Because a lot of times people, you don't know what that person went through. You don't know if this person, so you can't say that because a covenant was broken or anything. We have to know, God knows our heart. It says man look at the outward appearance, but God knows our heart. So, and that's something that even through our testimony, through my testimony, so that could be somebody's initial thing. They say, man, you got divorced and you got remarried, and they can look. But that's my time to tell them. That's my time to witness to them, to say, hey, God can do it. And we, even with blended families, I mean, throughout the Bible, Jesus had stepbrothers.
I was just going to piggyback off that.
He had stepbrothers. So it is.
On that. Right, baby. Okay. Yeah, we going at it now. Now we get into it, you know, we get all the little kinks out. But I was just going to say that, you know, they say when you're married, you know, you start thinking like one another. But I was just going to say, if you look at the different accounts in the Bible, God used sinners, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Most of the main people in the Bible were people who messed up, you know? And what we got to realize, too, even in the beginning, we were separated from God, were we not? And so wasn't there another reconnection?
Even while we were yet sinners, Christ died for our sins.
Exactly.
It said just like the woman that was caught in adultery, and they wanted to stone her. And he pretty much said that, where are your accusers? and she looked around and he said, neither do I. But he said that go sin no more. He said he didn't condemn her. So we have to really be careful on how we judge things and how because we have to look at the heart of things. I'm so glad God knows my heart.
Right.
And people don't know my heart sometimes. So we just want to share that with you. I know that was a lot for you guys, but hey, guess what? It's more. I'm fired up about this book, but please, again, get you a copy of this book. It's only $12.95, and it'll bless you. So this is Deavin and Tiffany. And
we're signing off.
Deuces. I'll
See you soon. Yes,
all right. God bless y'all.
And another big shout out to